Hey y'all, it's Mary Ann Stewart, fiber artist and founder of Fresh Circle. I am hopping on here today because I received a request from a follower asking me to walk through the stitch book that I posted recently as a reel. She wanted to see the pages a little more slowed down and was interested in more about my process. So I'll talk about that. I'll start with the fact that I had this book. It's about 3 inches by 3 inches. I bought this about 15 years ago. I was drawn to the leather tooling and pressing and this adorable latch clasp for the book. and um, it was full of the pages. There's about 30 pages here in this book, but of course, once I started stitching in it, it got much too thick to be rebound in the original leather, so I made a new one. But yeah, I wanted to just stitch in this book a little paper. Paper is a challenge because, every time you put a needle through the paper, you perforate and can create, uh, a perforated edge that will tear apart. It doesn't take much to do that. But I wanted to do these monograms, the capital letter monograms, which actually come from a French alphabet book that was published, I think, in the 1920s. And I just really liked the look of the letters. I lightly traced them as, so they'd all be basically the same size, but I wanted to intersperse them with other pages of different embroideries, mending stitches that I use, and just kind of make a little paper sampler book effectively. Like I said, I chose these monograms, the capitals, because I think they look great on both sides, which is important on a page, I thought. And I used various threads that I have dyed with plants and other things, and just wanted to see if I could come up with a different mending pattern, alternating with one of these monograms. And so it was a fun challenge to do, various embroideries and stitches, but you can see I also have a lowercase in the same style. So I think it's called a shadow lettering, shadow embroidery. Uh, and some people like to do them so that this is the front side and the other looks like a back stitch, you know. So yeah, that's what got me started. And I do like to challenge myself with little things like this. Of course, I'm not always sure where it will lead me, but it definitely takes me somewhere, and I want to find out where that will be. This actually was, I had a project, let's see, I stitched this back in April this year, and I had started a project in February where I was using maps and embroideries and stitching, and I sent those off to various family and friends. And I had also done some work with this monogram. I made little concertinas for friends and used these capitals, for the first letter of their name on the front page of the concertina. So that was a fun thing to do too. I made, let's see, we already have, so this fabric, which was another one that I did back here, that I dyed, I don't know, 4 years ago. It was a t-shirt and I plant dyed. Was one of my first excursions into different colors and plant dyeing. Then of course I had to sign the book and date the book, April 2023, put a little flourish at the end. Yeah, and that's it. That's the story. And I rebound it in a piece of leather that I have had for many years, also from a friend. There you go.